Well, hey there, everybody, and I hope your weekend is going great right now. It's pretty calm for us, but rain chances definitely on the rise going ahead here into the next little bit. So what we're looking at is these rain chances will be going up this week, and I'm going to get to what will be Tropical Storm Michael here just in a little while. But first, I want to show you what's going on this evening. Just a couple showers. They're offshore. These are probably not going to make it onshore. So if you have evening plans, you're going to go watch some football, go to a watch party, everything's looking great. Temperatures around 80 degrees for a lot of us inland in the upper 70s. But for the rest of this evening, before I get to our tropical update real quick, just showing you that you can rest easy, have a good night. No rain is in the forecast tomorrow morning, just a couple isolated showers. And that's going to be about it. So lower 70s. Now this week I will say that the mornings will still be a little bit mild in the low to mid 70s, but about a week away we do definitely have a cool down coming our way. Just not going to be the case for tomorrow. So Sunday we still will have a couple areas that get in the lower 90s, but for those of you guys that have been wanting the cooler temperatures, myself included, I think that Sunday is going to be the warmest day out of the next 7, and partially that's going to be because of some of these tropical impacts that we could have, which I am just about to get to. But there's a lot going on this weekend. You got the Pirate Fest out in Tybee. You've got River Street's got Oktoberfest going on. Thankfully the weather's cooperated so far. A picnic in the park tomorrow. That's going to be a lot of fun, but there could be some isolated showers for us in the afternoon, a break, and it looks a little bit calmer in the evening. So only about a 30% coverage of these showers tomorrow. Thunderstorm chance really just not there, but some showers that will cool us down, going to be around the area tomorrow, and then those rain chances going back up. So picnic in the park is looking great. Temperatures in the 80s, a concert at 7. It's going to be just a grand time. You could go out to the WTOC tent and meet some folks that you see on TV sometimes. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But I know a lot of you guys tuning in because you want to know what's going on in the tropics, right? Well, we're still in a hurricane season. And the good news with this is that it's not expected to get to a hurricane. I think there's a brief window where it could become a weak Category 1, but most likely this is going to be tropical storm. Now, what is it that I'm talking about? This is potential tropical cyclone 14. Crazy name, huh? But I'm going to show you exactly what's going on here over the next 24 hours. This is going to lift north and it's going to make its way into the Gulf of Mexico. Once it does that, that's whenever it's going to gain its strength. And now, thankfully, it's not going to strengthen a ton, but by Wednesday, this is when it looks like we're going to have the first chance for potential landfall. But check out how wide of a variety of different situations that we could have play out here. Now, this could go anywhere from close to New Orleans along the coast toward Florida, Big Bend area. Most models right now are trying to concentrate more so on the western panhandle of Florida. Well, what does that mean for us here in the coastal empire in the low country? Obviously, when this storm moves inland, and you can see that it takes this curve, it's going to get picked up by a cold front, and that's what's going to push it out. So what that means is that this is not going to be a prolonged rain event, which is great news, right? You don't want to see what happened, what we saw with Harvey, what we saw with Florence, but this is not likely going to be the case. There's going to be heavy rain with this along the Gulf, but this will be weakening as it moves inland. So for us, this is what we're looking at. Depending on where the center of this circulation is where we're going to see it's what's really going to determine what we're going to have here in coastal Georgia, inland Georgia, as well as over in the low country. Now, if this is further away from us, say it takes that more western path, then our impacts are going to be lowered there a little bit, which is, of course, good news. We need the rain. Actually, the airport, Savannah, officially over 10 inches below where we're supposed to be for this time of the year. So we'll definitely take that rain, but you don't want the strong wind. And you guys know by now on the northeast quadrant of one of these tropical systems is where you have the potential for isolated tornadoes. So some folks asking, well, for this area, what can we expect for, say, the Savannah area, Hilton Head, inland Vidalia? You guys, this is the potential right now, is that if this does stay true, which it's likely going to be off to our west, that means we're going to be on the east side of the storm and the north side of it as well. We could potentially be in the area here where isolated tornadoes would be coming up, and they could be coming our way. Wednesday and Thursday would be kind of when we're looking at this. The earliest rain that we could get from what will be Tropical Storm Michael is likely going to be Wednesday. Now, of course, once we get, say, give it another day, we're going to have a much better idea of where this is going to make landfall. When we know where this is going to make landfall, we can give you forecasts for what's going to happen here. I'm just throwing out the potentials right now because we could get anywhere from a 2 to 3 inches of rain from this, or just get in a couple outer bands and not get a ton, especially if it takes more of that western path. And right now, it's all in play from New Orleans all the way past Panama City and closer past, even past the Tallahassee area. So there's a lot of folks that are going to be in tune to this. If you have beach plans, I would definitely keep an eye on this. I know some people actually already reached out to me that are going on cruises. So your cruises will let you know, but for the most part, looks like since the storm is so weak, whenever you're going to some of these popular cruise destinations, shouldn't be that big of an issue. But a lot of people hanging out, saying hello here. Someone says no, just put up the Halloween decorations. Well, maybe you've got the ghost out there and it's flown around and make it look a little bit more spooky. But I think that the main potential threat for us is definitely going to be isolated tornadoes, because if this makes landfall here, anywhere from Louisiana to somewhere in the Florida Panhandle, it's going to be around 70 miles an hour. Gusts could be a little bit higher than that, but this is going to weaken pretty quickly. What a lot of people don't think about is when you go inland, and this is an area that it's going to be going in over here, you've got an elevation change that goes up a little bit. So the Albany area, about 200 feet above sea level, so you're going to have dealing with some surface friction that's not going to let that storm continue to get stronger. So this storm's going to be definitely weakening as it moves off to the northeast. And also, not only does the speed of this storm moving off to the north through the Gulf determine its location where it would make landfall, but also where it gets picked up by this front and when exactly it's going to kind of turn more off to the northeast. So there are a couple things at play here. And again, we're looking at Wednesday for potential first impacts of this. And the closer that the center of the circulation is to us, the better chance we have of seeing some isolated tornadoes that would be coming in from its outer circulation. So obviously stuff that we don't want to have here, but we could use the rain. We don't need the wind damage. We definitely don't need an isolated tornado risk, but it's there. It is still hurricane season, and it's not Michael yet, but Michael will likely be named here within the next 24 hours or so. So if you guys have questions, and I missed them, I tried to answer a lot of the frequently asked ones here with this, but I'm going to go back through here through the comments and go through like yours so you know that I've seen it, and try to answer things that maybe you have more of a specific question. But I'm going to be here rest of the night. If you have questions that I didn't answer, I'm going to try to get those here on Facebook if you guys are watching on Facebook. And if you're not watching on Facebook, if you're watching on Twitter, Roku, and you want to shoot me a message on Facebook, feel free. I love interacting with y'all. And I'm going to go do that right now. And hopefully you guys just enjoy the rest of your evening, because it's a calm one. Scattered rain chance for tomorrow, but again, those rain chances going up. I do want to show you this here. So I'm kind of going away from the tropical stuff now, because right now there's just not a lot to be worried about. And there really won't be, even if this comes a little bit closer. We just have to be aware that we could get power lines down, things like that. And it's really going to be those trees that could fall over if you get those wind gusts over 30 miles an hour. And that's going to be for the middle of the week. And this is when we're watching Michael here Wednesday, Thursday, but also it's bringing those temperatures down to the mid 80s. And that's where we're supposed to be for this time of the year anyways, low to mid 80s, really lower 80s. And after this week, I think we're actually going to be in a more consistent pattern where it feels like fall. So yes, we have to deal with this little tropical system for the middle toward the end of the week, but then after that, the cold front sweeps in, moves it on out of here, and by next Sunday, next Monday, it's going to be a lot nicer. I think that people are just going to be in a good mood because it's going to be cooler out there. So I'm going to answer those questions that I might have missed, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your evening. There will be another update coming out from the National Hurricane Center tonight, so if you want the absolute latest, it's going to be at 11. So watch the news at 11, and I'll have that for you.